How about a candid and honest 15-minute manifestation review? The 15-minute manifestation system was created by a man named Eddie Sergey. It is actually described as revolutionary and real breakthrough in personal improvement and personal development circles. This interesting product actually shows you how to reprogram the subconscious mind and put you on the fast track of manifesting the life you have always wished for. My take on this personal improvement product: if I had to choose just one product from what is available in the personal development world and didn't really have very much money to spend, I would most certainly pick the 15-minute manifestation program. My reason is simple. This product gives me what no other product of its kind can. To fully understand my reasoning, we first need to recognize what this system really is and how it actually has such an impact on our life by merely firing up the subconscious region of our minds. My personal experience of turmoil: there was actually a time in my life when I found myself in total financial meltdown and my life spinning out of control. At the time, I just couldn't see my way out of this mess, and I certainly had no clue to what I should do next. It would be understandable if at this juncture, you could viewing me as just another salesperson trying to persuade you to purchase just another product on the shelf. I can't say as I would blame you, because so many people are doing this these days. However, you would be completely wrong in this case. My personal 15-minute manifestation review is here to inform you and others that I owe my life to this system. And it turned my life completely around, and I am now on the right track, thanks to this guy known as Eddie Sergey. We all remember the ugly and awful post-recession times when the unemployment rate was way too high. And for many of us, we saw our wages get dramatically slashed to nothing. At that time, I was willing to do just about anything at all to increase my earnings. Needless to say, I was living in a constant cloud of a low energy level and a negative outlook. There are many external events that occur around us every single day. Such events we have very little control over. This is how we need to begin sorting out things that influence our thoughts. We must focus more on things we have control over, and focus less on things that we don't have control over. Why we stray from our goals. Honest 15-minute manifestation review. Sometimes, this is where our lives wind up. As young adults, we start out with all these intentions and things we plan to accomplish during our lives. Some of us even write these things down and make a conscious effort to take action towards those goals. We might even map out all the steps we intend to take. However, what happens is our life moves down pathways that we hadn't planned for. This is actually a very subtle process. And it occurs from the decisions we make. We often see them as short-term decisions, when in reality they have long-term effects on our lives. This is why we often find ourselves straying so far off our intended path and we can no longer see our goals. Trying to change my life's path. This was the time that I began trying to improve myself and to live a better life. I begin reading lots of various books about the famous law of attraction, and I even attend classes on things like personal development manifestation. I actually engaged in sessions with a therapist. Sadly, I have to report that classes and the therapist sessions did not help very much. I just felt lost and had no clue whatsoever my goals or dreams were or should be. This was about the time that I came upon this man. He was a multimillionaire that had said that he literally cracked the code in regards to how we can communicate directly with our subconscious minds and then to align it with the conscious region of our brains. This was his way of upgrading the software, as he liked to call the process. Discovering Eddie's new process, our friend Eddie made effective use of certain scientific elements that have the power to correlate our very thoughts, right down to the smallest particle of our brains, such as a subatomic particle. He crafted a method that will let us focus all the energy waves that surround us daily in the creation of a vibration of positivity. He laid out the principles for how this editor, aka the subconscious region of the brain, is constantly limiting our natural ability and prevents us from achieving abundance simply by diverting our attention. And he illustrated about the ways we can reprogram our subconscious minds naturally, which will put our thoughts and our minds in a natural abundant state. It is an amazing discovery on that day when we realize that it has been our own thoughts that have prevented us from achieving the life of our dreams. But for me, I found joy in this discovery because I had total control of my future fate. I didn't have to get a college degree, I didn't have to spend a fortune on expensive programs and courses to improve myself. I only needed to learn how to restructure my thoughts properly. Perhaps you find yourself in a similar situation. You are just not sure how it is that you strayed so far off course. At one time, you was crystal clear in your thoughts about where you wanted your life to go, and what paths you intended to take. But it seemed that the world had different plans for you. And all of a sudden, your wants, desires, and goals took a backseat other things in your life. And you are just not sure where to go from here. You are the reason I wrote this 15-minute manifestation review, the driving force behind the program Truthful 15-minute manifestation review. One of the most impressive things about Eddie and his program was his personal story. You can actually learn a lot about Eddie's personal bio from the main website. The fact was that Eddie suffered through a very hard childhood. And it is pretty incredible how he found ways to overcome all of those hardships that his life suffered through. However, it was through this new method and technique he developed and discovered from the remarkable age of 9 years old. When you think about it, how impressive it is that a child has the awareness and the devotion to make his life better. Even more impressive is how selfless he was in the creation of a method that can improve the lives of other people as well. There are not very many 9-year-olds out there that would have this kind of foresight and awareness. Quite amazing, wouldn't you think? I do not wish to bore you with all this very deep research that Eddie conducted on the science of brains and the way he co-created the remarkable 15-minute manifestation program along with a group of both NLP and hypnosis gurus. The most important things in the end is that if you're seeking a program to scientifically reprogram your subconscious mind, then you will not find a better solution than the 15-minute manifestation method. It is simple because you are only required to listen to audios. Whereas most other programs usually require you to perform and carry out endless writings or maybe to read one ebook after another until you are bored to tears before it is all over. My experience with the 15-minute manifestation program. Let us talk about my first experience with Eddie program. I had the pleasure of trying out the first audio by listening to it for a period of 15 minutes every single day for a week. And I have to admit that these mere 15 minutes resulted in being one of the best investments of my entire life, and I honestly mean that. I actually felt a big change during that very first week, and this was when I started realizing the powerful technique that I had found. I was almost giddy about what was going to happen in my future from that point forward. I became so motivated by my discovery that I went on to take the entire course of 21 days. 15-minute manifestation is not a wishy-washy, hocus-pocus form of nonsense that was created by group spaced-out people who are out of touch with reality. And it's certainly not a garbage-ridden, rehashed, mindless junk program that is only designed to separate trusting people from their hard-earned money. Nor is it one of those just think positive thoughts and the universe will deliver it to you kind of a system. Not in the least. To remove all risks, the 15-minute manifestation program comes equipped with a 60-day no questions asked total refund guarantee. So you are guaranteed to get the results you expect and desire. However, I must warn you that it does have a few cons as well. This 15-minute manifestation program will produce the results you desire if you follow the course as intended, and you listen to all the audio tracks daily during the required period of 21 days. Even if you feel the early changes, like I did, but this is not to say that you should believe overnight miracles because of this. I have to emphasize that there is simply no such thing as an overnight success. So if you happen to be one of those people who like to collect various self-improvement programs and then takes no action of any of them later, then I would highly recommend you not waste your money on this program. You must take the action required in order to get the required results. This system is solely intended for people who are serious and dedicated and want to improve their lives. All of the above comments represent my personal 15-minute manifestation review and are all my own personal comments. They are not approved or endorsed by Eddie Sergey or the 15-minute manifestation program. Click the link in the description to get a limited discount.